So, hello, welcome to my talk, Grow as Your Authentic Self. I'm Julia, I'm married, I have 3 children, and I work as a strategy director at KMS Team. KMS Team is a brand agency in Munich, based in Munich, Düsseldorf, and Berlin. And I'm very happy to be here and talk about growth. So, creativity, as creatives, we have to take risks every day. We invent things no one has invented before. We have to come up with new ideas, and sometimes we have to sell our ideas. I do have to sell my ideas every day, and therefore I must believe in my ideas, and I must believe in myself. So, think of a moment where in your life where you took risk. What helped you to do it, and how did you feel? Did you ask for permission? Does anyone want to share a moment when you took risk in your life? Just one sentence, a keyword, something you can remember? Yes, please.
I just start studying again.
That's great. And how did you feel? How do you feel? Like
Overwhelmed, and of course I saw them too old to study. And
yeah.
There are many students who are around 20, 25, so it was
Yeah, that's great. I think that's great.
but it's a really nice study, it's called transformation design, so I really like it.
That's great. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Yeah, I have a 10-month-old baby, and he starts crawling.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. So the risk is literally like moving my eyes away from him.
Okay.
But obviously, like, if I wouldn't take the risk, he wouldn't grow and learn. So that's the duality of it, I think.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you. One more risk sharing. Thank you.
So I have background in architecture, and recently I've been trying to transition into digital design. So the risk for me, I would say, is I left the job and I'm actively in the process of transitioning into another career. For me, that's feels like a huge risk in this uncertain job market scenario as well.
Yeah, thank you. Great. And you were a risk taker too.
Yes, exactly. This happened 3 years ago when I moved from market access, which is a department in a pharma company here in Data. I have built my whole expertise in this area for many, many years, and you feel comfortable, you know what is needed. And then I moved to innovation department or digital department in this space very recently, where you come with the whole pharma expertise, but not the specific one that is needed. And that was a big risk. I don't regret it. I'm still here, so.
That's great. Thank you for sharing. Let me tell you a short story from my personal life. A friend of mine founded a small studio, a small company, and when she started, she printed her business cards with the title she held in her former agency job, Creative Director. And her business grew, and she worked with bigger companies, with other CEOs. And one day another friend asked her, "You are the founder and the CEO. Why does your business card say Creative Director? If you want other CEOs to see you on eye level, you need to show up as a CEO." And she said, "Yes, but I can't. I'm a creative, titles don't matter to me, and I'm not sure if it's appropriate." And I think this happens a lot to many creative people. So we often wait for permission, and sometimes that's not possible because the only person who can give you that permission is you. And I think all of you know that because you gave yourself the permission to change, to try something new. And I think that's a very important thing, that you learn to give yourself that permission. And now you might ask, what about growth? Because the talk is about growth, and I talked a lot about the permission habit. And I would ask to, it's worth it, stay with me, I promise, because I'd like to explore growth from 3 perspectives. One perspective is like the usual perspective, growth as scaling and a career path, basically a growth mindset, something like that. And sometimes you just need to add new skills or trainings, or you add new knowledge to grow. And sometimes the second perspective, growth, also means connecting with other people, like today. It means networking. It's about finding people that think like you, or people who inspire you, or people that are inspired by you. I think that's these connections also means growth. And I think one aspect of growth also is like connecting, networking. Perhaps it's volunteering. I think that's a very important take on growth too. And before I get to the third perspective, I want to add something. I want to add one more thought, something I call the permission gap. And many people think that confidence comes first. And when you take action, but that's not true. I think it's the other way around. In real life, it works like you have to take action, and these actions create confidence. And we often wait. We wait until we feel ready. We wait until someone tells us, you are talented enough, you're senior enough, you're smart enough. But what if no one tells you? What if they don't tell you that? I'd like to share another example from my working life. I was still pretty early in my career, and I was super motivated and curious about every new experience. And I had a boss who would sometimes say on the drive to a client meeting, "Hey Julia, you do the presentation today. I think you'll be great." Or he would email me in the evening saying, "I'm sick. You have to take over the client meeting tomorrow." And every time I thought, oh cool, I can do that. If he trusted me with it, then I thought I was capable of doing it. And it always worked out, and I learned a ton, and I kept growing. But here's the tricky part. If he didn't ask, I would never have thought about saying, "Hey Tom, I think I can do this. Let me take the presentation." And one moment I realized I was relying on whether my boss believed in me and my ideas, and if he didn't, I wouldn't. And the moment I noticed that, a lot changed to me. I started to think, I have to believe in my ideas. I have to give myself the permission to believe in my ideas and to grow. I don't need my boss, I call him Tom, to believe in my ideas. I do. And the truth is, no one will ever feel 100% ready. Not the CEOs, not the founders, not creatives, not me, and I think not you. But I have an idea. Let's treat this like a training session. Every time you take a small action, you give yourself a small permission. A permission to try, a permission to show up, and a permission to grow. They close the permission gap. Let me give you some examples. You speak up in a meeting, it's a small action. You introduce yourself to someone new, small action. You ask a question, even if you are nervous, or you give a talk in the morning at 8 o'clock in the morning, even if you are nervous. And each of these actions is tiny, but each one tells your brain, I can do this, I belong here, and this is how growth really works, not in one big jump, but in many small steps. It's baby steps, and you can practice it just by taking action. So next time you feel doubt, ask yourself, what is the one small action I can take today? One email, one question, or maybe asking for the job you want to do. Because that action might be the very permission you were waiting for. So now let's return to the third perspective on growth. And I think that's the most important one. It's growth as a connection to your true self. I think you have to listen to your inner voice and try to be yourself in every context. And I think that takes a while, just being yourself, and you have to grow into your real self. But I think, it's worth it. Try to be yourself in every context. In a corporate setting, you may act more formal. At home with friends, giving a dinner party, you act differently, but you're still the same person. And sometimes that's hard. This takes courage, but I think it pays off. And you have to give yourself the permission to be you, with all your flaws and all your everything you are. And that gives yourself the permission to grow. Even if it means asking for power, and I think that's sometimes for creative people, and especially women, that's not easy to ask for power and to say, I'm here, I can do this, believe me. That's not easy, but I think if you take that risk, it's worth it. And if you know yourself, you can stand strong in storms. If you're grounded, you can wait until the storm's passed, and when it's over, you still know who you are. You can breathe, gather yourself, and take the next step, the next action, the next permission to grow. And so, what do you think? Do you need permission to grow, and who can give you the permission to grow? Thank you.